It usually starts quietly. Nobody wakes up one day deciding to become a gambling addict. It begins with a small win, a moment of excitement, a spark that lights up parts of the brain that we rarely feel in normal life. And for many people, that moment becomes the first step into a world where logic stops working. Money stops having meaning, and the mind becomes trapped in a cycle it can't escape. Gambling addiction isn't about money. It's about what the brain feels while chasing money. Most people imagine gamblers as reckless or irresponsible. But in reality, many of them are people who are trying to escape emotional pain, boredom, loneliness, or the feeling of being stuck in life. Gambling becomes a doorway to a world where everything feels different, faster, brighter, more intense. Inside the brain, something much deeper happens. Every time a gambler presses a button or places a bet, the brain releases dopamine, the chemical responsible for pleasure, anticipation, and reward. But unlike healthy rewards, gambling creates unpredictable dopamine spikes. The brain doesn't know whether a win is coming or not, and this uncertainty is what makes the reward system go out of control. It's the same mechanism that hooks people on hard drugs, just delivered through a screen, a slot machine, or a sports bet. And then comes the moment every gambler experiences, the illusion of control. They believe they're due for a win, that luck is about to turn, that one more spin will fix everything. This illusion is powerful because it creates hope, and hope is addictive when your life feels empty. But the reality is brutal. Gambling systems are mathematically designed for the player to lose, not sometimes, always, eventually. Yet even when they know this, gamblers keep going. Why? Because addiction doesn't fight with logic, it fights with emotion. And emotions always win. Many gamblers don't chase money anymore. They chase the feeling they had the first time they won. A feeling that never comes back. And then the cycle begins. Lose money, gives feel shame, gives promise to stop, gives feel stress, gives gamble to escape stress, gives lose more, gives shame again. This loop can repeat for years. Some lose their savings, their families, even their identity. Gambling breaks people not through loss, but through hope that turns into despair. But there is a way out. It's not easy, but it is absolutely possible. The first step is honesty. Admitting the addiction, not to others, but to yourself. Most gamblers deny the problem for far too long because the truth hurts more than the losses. The second step is understanding triggers. Gamblers relapse not because they want to, but because something emotional pulls them back. Stress, loneliness, anger, even boredom. Once a person learns to see these triggers, the addiction becomes weaker. The third step is breaking the cycle physiologically. Gambling rewires the brain, but the brain can be rewired back. This requires replacing the dopamine loop with new habits, physical activity, social contact, creative work, structure, anything that creates steady reward instead of unpredictable chaos. The fourth step is accountability. Support groups, therapy, or even one trusted person make a huge difference. Addiction thrives in silence and secrecy, but dies when exposed to responsibility. And finally, the most important step, rebuilding identity. A gambler must stop seeing themselves as a loser or broken person. Addiction isn't weakness. It's a psychological trap designed by billion-dollar industries. People don't fall into it because they're bad. They fall into it because they're human. Recovery begins when a person realizes that life can offer rewards far deeper than the flashing lights of a slot machine. A future without addiction is not just possible, it's waiting on the other side of the hardest decision of all, to stop running from reality and start building a new one. Because gambling takes everything, money, time, emotions, health, but what it fears most is a person who finally chooses to take their life back. And that's something no casino or bookmaker can ever beat.